Unmuted.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fifth session, day number 3 of the 2022 Sask Winter Provincial Championships here from the Pan Am Pool in Winnipeg, Manitoba. ASTV Productions here live on location, as we have been all weekend long, or all event long. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Graham Forsyth, joined by Bo West, back for another night of finals here, Bo. And this time around, we're going to see some new events. Exciting night of swimming ahead of us once again.
Yeah, we're starting out with the 200 butterfly tonight, followed by the 100 freestyle, first for the para, and then the regular, and then we got the 200 backstroke. We're going to have the 50 breaststroke, just a straight sprint, 100 breaststroke for para, and then the 200 AM, which was preliminary, was swam on Thursday afternoon, and then we finish up with the 200 medley relays tonight. So lots of different events, lots of excitement here. Should be a fun night.
Yeah, and we didn't get to broadcast those 200 individual medleys because we only broadcasted on Thursday night instead of broadcasting Thursday afternoon and Thursday night 2 days ago. But, you know, this first race coming up, just taking a look at the names here, Ariana Arcaro, always a standout in a heat. Coming in with the best time is Sammy Benning from the Goldfin Saskatoon team. But, you know, what do you think going into a race like this, the butterfly, what the strategy has to be from right off the bat for these swimmers?
I mean, this is an event that's feared by many age groupers. It's a really tough event, especially long course. You know, so it's about being able to keep up your stroke rate, being able to keep your technique. What you see with a lot of kids, especially younger kids, when they get tired, they start going almost vertical. They lose their kick. The hips aren't coming up. So we'll be looking for the swimmers here that can maintain their technique through the entire race and see who can hold up, because it is very, very tough.
Yeah, I think we've talked about before in terms of like the technicality of this certain stroke, but we'll bring it up again. You say that you have to be really technically sound in this one compared to the other types of races that we see.
Yeah, because once you start falling apart in butterfly, you really slow down drastically. So you'll see someone who's made well ahead of the field at the 175 and then completely fall apart and lose 5-10 seconds on the last 25 meters. So you can see some drastic lead changes going into the final few meters. So it's something to keep an eye on.
Coming up first, it's going to be event 29 of the finals here, the Saturday finals from Pan Am Pool at the Sask Winter Provincial Championships. We will be seeing the 13-14 A final to start things off in Heat 1, and then the 15 and over A final in Heat number 2. Two races that should be entertaining, but which one, are you excited for the most in these first two races we're going to see?
I mean, excited to see Emilia Mastro-Mateo. We mentioned her yesterday. She's a 17-year-old from Kenora Swimming Sharks, coached by her mom. Her brother went to the 2020 Olympics in the breaststroke event. Well, that's a swimming family. There's a younger brother as well who's in swimming. So Janet Hislop is a mom. She's been coaching there for a long time, and she's part of the Swim Ontario provincial governing body as well for Western Ontario. So they come here all the time. They come to Winnipeg all the time. We're happy to have them. We're excited to see what that family can continue to contribute to the swimming community here.
Yeah, for sure. A family who is, deep in the swimming roots for sure there, Bo. Event number 30 is going to be the boys 200-meter butterfly. We will see the 13 and under A final in Heat 1, the 14 and 15 A final in Heat number 2, and the 16 and over A final in Heat number 3. Obviously, those are still a ways away. We got to get the girls' finals done, the 13 and 14 A final and the 15 and over A final for the girls' category. But for the boys, some exciting competition, some exciting swimmers going to be entering the pool for these.
Yeah, we got Sam Wagner going in first in the 16 and over, but he is closely followed by Eric Dupre. Eric has had a phenomenal meet here, and he's been in some very close battles. Just got out touch this morning in the 800 freestyle, so we'll see if he's got any energy left here on Saturday night. But that should be an exciting race. But Rod's got a good history of creating 200 butterflyers. He had back in the 90s Doug Wake, who was a staple on a national team for Canada in the 100 and 200 butterfly events. We talked a little bit about Mike Minchenko yesterday. He was more of a 50 and 100 butterfly. They were actually teammates at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So they have good history in Regina. They're known for training a lot of meters and really having a strong distance program, and includes the 200 butterfly.
And we'll listen in to our national anthem. Kind of strange. That was a shorter, abbreviated version of the national anthem here, the Canadian national anthem. But we are set to get underway here. Coming up soon, 7 swimmers will enter the pool here. Sammy Benning in lane number 4 coming in with the best time in this heat from the Goldfinch team in Saskatoon. Have you had much chance to see Sammy Benning in action this weekend?
No, I mean, she's obviously 14 years old, and we haven't got to watch the swimming. Last time we had the Manitoba Saskatchewan Championships was 2019 of the summer, right? So some of the younger swimmers I'm not too familiar with. Looking forward to getting to watch them race here.
And they're off.
Very fast start by lane 3. She's a very good underwater as well, so she's coming up ahead.
And in lane number 3, that is Ariana Arcaro. Mentioned her before, and Ariana Arcaro, she's looked strong not only in this competition but as well as in the junior provincials when we saw her back in February.
Yeah, Ariana's got kind of that 200 fly stroke where she's very, very long, almost have 2 kicks out front. It's a little bit unorthodox. It's something that as she gets older, she's going to need to find a way to try to pick up the stroke right here, but it's working for her now. She's looking strong.
Trailing behind her right now in the 4th lane is Sammy Benning. Sammy Benning from the Saskatchewan part of Canada, from Saskatchewan. Of course, coming here for the Men's Sask Winter Provincial Championships. And it is Sammy Benning now moving into the lead over Ariana Arcaro. First 100 meters gone in this race now for some of these swimmers. Into her last 100 is Sammy Benning, followed by, in 2nd place in the 3rd lane, Ariana Arcaro, and in 3rd place, in the 5th lane, is Paige Brown.
You can see Sammy Benning here is taking pretty much 3 strokes for every 2 strokes that Ariana is taking, and she's just picking up speed, looking very good. I'm not sure if anyone's going to be able to catch Sammy Benning here. But like I said earlier in the intro, who knows what's going to happen the last 25. All of a sudden she might seize up, start going to vertical, lose her kick, lose her hips, and she'll come to a standstill. But she might be able to just to keep it up. Certainly had a very good swim this morning.
It's been a great start here for lane number 4, Sammy Benning. Let's see if she can end off this 13-14A final with the gold medal. In 2nd, overtaking Arcaro, is Paige Brown. And the crowd.
A very close race for bronze medal here. Lane 6 is coming on really strong. Lane 6 might actually climb in for the silver. Looks like we're hurting in lane 5.
As Fernandez in lane number 6. Lane number 4, Sammy Benning getting the gold, but it looks like it will be Fernandez in lane number 6 getting the silver. And lane number 5, Paige Brown, will be getting the bronze. Ariana Arcaro, after a good start, ended up fading near the end, falling out of that top 3 and into 4th place. She will not medal.
Yeah, very, very good race here, obviously, by Sammy Benning, but impressed with Valencia Fernandez as well in lane number 6. She was really strong coming home, and that's what can happen in the 200 butterfly. It's not over till you get to that 200-meter wall.
Coming up next, we're going to have, in lane number 4, Amelia Mastro Mateo. And Ava Harlos in lane number 5. Hannah Zhang in lane number 3. And obviously Mastro Mateo being the favorite coming in. Yes. Oldest in the group at 17 years old. But who else are you looking at that could potentially
we got 4 Matza swimmers in here. Lane number 2 is Erica Handergan, and she was a phenom at the 10 and under, even 11-12 age group. And she decided just to take a step back and maybe play some other sports and reduce her commitment a little bit. But she's still in it. She's still loving it, so we're happy to have her still. But you never know what's going to happen here.
Amelia Mastro Mateo in lane number 4 in this 15 and over A final, coming in with the best time in the prelims in this heat, in this 15 and over category.
Very strong start by lane number 6 here. That's Jenny Weldon from Flatlanders. She's out very fast.
And she is looking like she's pushing for first here, and I believe that lane number 6 might be slightly ahead in first. That is Jenna Weldon. Following her, it looks like Mastro Mateo getting the lead right back. These two swimmers in lane number 4 and Mastro Mateo in lane number 6 and Weldon pretty close right now here, Bo.
That's the thing with this event. There's usually not a lot of entries. Like I said, it's a very tough event to do. So there's not too many entries. So sometimes getting into the final is relatively easier with fewer kids swimming. We don't see an A and a B final traditionally here, right? Because there's fewer kids doing it. So some of these swimmers may be dogging it in the morning. So just because you're going into the final 5 seconds ahead, that could be totally misleading.
Mastro Mateo in first place right now into the last 100 meters.
Lane 5 has picked up a stroke right here. She looks to be coming on strong.
As Ava Harlos.
Way behind at 100, but she's making her move now.
Lane number 7 as well, Rebecca Moore. Looking like she's coming on a bit. And coming down the final 50 meters of the race, it's Mastro Mateo, followed by lane 6's Jenna Weldon. In third at this point is Ava Harlos in lane 5, but Ava Harlos making her move into second now, trying to catch up to first where Mastro Mateo is there. Mastro Mateo keeping up the good pace that she's shown throughout this race, but will Ava Harlos be able to somehow catch her?
Hannah Sang from Mansa moving up here in lane number 3. She's in the battle for bronze medal now. Look like Jenna Weldon is hurting coming home, as she might just have gone out a little too fast on that first 50. And it is lane 3. Hannah Sang from Mansa coming in for the bronze medal.
And taking a look at it, Hannah Zhang, a Manta swimmer. And top 3 in that race look pretty good there, Bo.
Yeah, and that's another swimming family for the Manta Swim Club. Her younger sister you'll see later on tonight, Anna Zhang. 2 very talented young girls.
Coming up here, it's the 13 and under A final. Heat number 1 of the boys' 200-meter butterfly event. And all Saskatchewan racers in this one.
Yeah. 2 Goldfin swimmers here.
It is Max Zao in lane number 4, starting off in the lead. Lane number 3 is Landon Kennedy. He is in second, and in third. And the last racer in this group is Noah Findlay. But it is Max Zao leading the way through the first 50. Touching the wall, pushing off. Still in second place is Landon Kennedy.
Yeah, Saskatoon has come with a large group here at this meet. They have 50 swimmers and all, and some very strong young boys, and they're not afraid to try out this event.
Max Zao out in front, but gaining on him is Landon Kennedy. Noah Finlay in that 5th lane. He is in last place right now in this 13 and under final. Lane number 4 is still Max Zao leading it of the laser swim team in Saskatchewan, followed by Landon Kennedy still.
Landon Kennedy out very fast compared to his overall time this morning, so he might surprise us here tonight.
Landon Kennedy trying to catch up to Max Zao. And looks like as this race has gone along here, Bo, Landon Kennedy has gotten stronger and stronger.
Yeah, he might be starting to hurt. You can see he's kind of going into that survival fly mode now. His stroke rate is dropping a bit. Hard time getting his hips up, so he might have overexerted himself a little bit on that first 100 trying to stay in the race. Max Zao looking very strong. He might just extend his lead here, going into the last 50.
Going into the last 50 here. As Bo said, Max Zao out in front in lane number 4. It's going to be really tough to catch him. Can Noah Finlay catch up to Landon Kennedy here? And it looks like Finlay will be able to. And mirroring each other now is Finlay and Kennedy. Zao, the gold. He can almost taste it. He's almost there. And for Noah Finlay, he's going to get second. And for Landon Kennedy, he is going to finish in 3rd. And for Landon Kennedy, like you said, Bo, went into survival mode.
Yeah, he was out really, really strong. And I think his teammate there, Noah Finlay, just paced that a little bit better, had a little bit more left coming home. And that's the dangerous thing about this event. You overexert yourself a little bit too much in the beginning. Once you start hurting, you really pay for it. So he went for it, but great swim by all three of them. All three of them taking off lots of time here.
Moving into the 14-15A final for heat number 2 in the boys 200-meter butterfly.
This is going to be all about Stephen Bannig in lane number 4. He's already qualified for the Western Canadian Championships going to Edmonton later on in April. Had a very strong 100 yesterday. Got another Western cut there.
Take us through the form that Stephen Bannock shows.
Well, you just watch him. He's getting his head down really good. He's breathing every stroke. Some swimmers will breathe every 2, some will breathe every 3. But, Michael Phelps breathed every stroke, and in a 200 fly, you need all the oxygen. So if you can do that and you can get your head down, you can get away with breathing every stroke, and he's certainly doing a really good job of this, getting his hips up. Perfect rhythm.
It is lane number 4, Stephen Bannock, leading the race right now. Lane number 5, Ian Jennis in 2nd. It's a battle for 3rd in this 14-15 final at this point. It is Stephen Bannock who is out in front here over Ian Jennis, who is in lane number 5.
Stephen Bannock is picking up the pace. I think he's going to try to separate himself a bit here from the field in that third 50, out in a 107. He's trying to get under that 220 mark.
And Stephen Bannock looking strong here. He'll be heading into his last 50 meters of the race soon.
Stephen Bannock is 14 years old, but he's turning 15 before the Westerns here in the end of April. So he's looking for a 2:19.83 to get his 15-year-old Western cut. Let's see if he can get there.
Well, we're coming up at about 2 minutes here. He's got less than 20 seconds to complete this if he wants to have another cut. And it is
19 and His teammates are really getting behind him here. Very popular young man with the Manson Swim Club.
And it'll be
1983.
He will.
Oh,
he just
goodness.
missed it.
2/100ths of a second.
Missed it.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness, so close. We've
Wow.
seen a few of those this meet. A couple being on the right side of the hundreds, and his teammate Ben Lang yesterday in the 100 back missed his cut by 4/100ths of a second.
Yeah.
So it's just a cruel reality of this sport.
This one might be the most cruel though, because he was. I don't know how would you describe how close he actually was. That's crazy.
That's just a matter of getting your head down a little bit towards the finish and reaching a bit more, not cutting your fingernails this morning, right? Like, it's so close.
Lucky for me, I don't really have fingernails here, Bo, so. But a great race there from Stephen Bannock. Really blew away the competition in that final. He comes away with the gold. Andre Usan in lane number 3. Sam Wagner here, he was talked about earlier on in the pregame.
The 18-year-old Sam and Eric just neck and neck this morning. Only about 8/100ths of a second separating those two in the preliminary. So we've seen Eric have a very, very good second half in all his races. He's more of a distance swimmer. He can keep it close. That bodes well for him coming home. It's lane 3, though, turning first. Andre Uzan from the University of Manitoba Bisons out in the 104.08. Looks like Sam Wagner is picking it up here, taking over the lead.
Eric Dupre in lane number 5. Looking to move ahead in this race. He still looks like he is in third. Leading the way in lane number 4, Sam Wagner. Andre Usan in lane number 3. He's now in third, and look at this push from Eric Dupre.
Yeah.
Coming up in the last 50 now.
Traditionally a very, very good last 50 in all of his races. He was close in the gap, only behind by about 33/100ths. Let's see who's got it at the end. Neck and neck.
They are mirroring each other right now. One stroke after another, and it is going to be tight coming down to the finish. Will it be Dupre in lane number 5 or Wagner in lane number 4?
He's getting stronger too. Look at him pick it up.
Look at him getting
He wants
stronger.
this.
And look at that finish. A gold medal for Eric Dupre.
13:84. That's a fantastic time for Eric, and he really wanted this. There was no stopping him. This morning you saw him getting out touts in the 800 by 0.2 of a second. That's not going to happen to him here. He wanted this badly.
Motivation there from Dupre. And that was our 16. That was the 16 and over A final. The only final. We'll now go into event 31.
Yeah, sometimes being out-touched at a young age it can be heartbreaking, but you know, it does serve as a bit of a motivation, and it gets some swimmers just fired up. And it certainly worked for Eric Dupre.
And Eric Dupre, still young, 16 years old. One of the 3 16-year-olds in that 16 and over final. But we're now into the...
This is 100 freestyle, mixed men and women para.
And Cosgriff has been out of the para swimmers that we've seen, just overall quality of swimming. It's been Cosgriff that has really been the standout in these events.
Yeah, it could be a bit misleading. You may not be dealing with some of the other disabilities some of these other swimmers have. She's certainly looking strong. Very good technique. She's from you asked me yesterday what the team was. That's Burlington Aquatic Devil Rays.
Wow.
Very strong club. Lots of good young swimmers. Actually, there was a young swimmer that came out of that club who's now on the junior national team in Canada, swimming the 200 IM, 400 AM, 200 fly distance events. He's now swimming for Etobicoke Swim Club. But great swim by Cosgrove here, 1:07.36. She takes another second off from her swim this morning.
And the battle here for fourth place, it looks like lane number 6 and Yell, and lane number 1 as well. And lane number 1 will get it in Falsetta. Yell getting 5th in lane number 6. Zhang getting 6th in lane number 2. Congratulations to all those swimmers for finishing up. Ouellette still needs to finish in lane number 7. And there you have it. Congratulations to all 8 of those swimmers for completing that.
Yeah, that
race.
takes off 5 seconds from her time this morning, so she should be pleased with that as well. And now we're on to the 100 freestyle. This is sort of the classic event. This is the one that every swimmer want to be good at.
And Ellie Bodnar, definitely a favorite coming in the 12 and under A final.
Yeah, Ellie from the Northwest Narwhals. She's a queen of stroke rate. See the pace that she's able to move her arms.
She will be in lane number 4. And starting off strong in lane number 4 is Ellie Bodnar. In second place at this point, it is lane number 5 in Nicole Godbout. And through the first 50 meters, it is Ellie Bodnar who is leading. Godbout in the 5th lane in second. Catching up, lane number 6 looking good in Bergeron.
Bodnar already 30.79. That's a very fast split. She was a 1:04.79 this morning. She can bring it back in under 34 seconds. She'll get a new best time here tonight.
Lane number 3 in Maria Weber. Trying to get bronze. Doesn't look like she will. It will go to Ellie Bodnar getting the gold. The silver going to Godbout in lane number 5. And in lane number 3, Weber getting the bronze.
Ellie Bodnar just 8/100ths of a second off her time from this morning. She's had a lot of races. She's got to be tired by now.
It's the 12 and under B final now here, and of course, like you said yesterday, you could break the world record but still finish 9th.
That's right. You got to make sure you're in the A final if you want to battle for medals. No matter how fast you're going here in the B final, best you're going to finish is 9th place. Still a lot of things at stake here. Some very close race for the overall team standings. It looked like lane 5 lost her goggles on that dive. That's Kate Liebrecht from the Dolphins. She's had a run-in with the lane line.
Doesn't seem to be affecting her too much, though. She is in first place in this heat.
Yeah, a little tight in that turn. Probably has a hard time judging her walls. She's looking good.
Lane number 8 in Dela Cruz, pushing for that second spot in this heat.
This is still anyone's race. Extremely close.
Lane number 4 as well, moving up now in Piper Lejbach. But it is Kate Liebrecht. It looks like she will take home the win, barring the final reach, the final touch, and that is Kate Liebrecht taking it home. winning 9th place for this category, age group. Piper Lejbak finishing 2nd in this heat. And of course, rest of the results on the board there, as you can see.
It's the A final for the 13, 14-year-olds. This is Hallie West, the only one under a minute this morning at 59.57. She's looking for her trials cut in this event. The junior trials cut in 100 free is 58.94. She's trying to take another 0.6 of a second off. See if she can get another event for trials coming up here in early April.
Lane number 4 at this point, Hallie West. And she is, per usual, off to a strong start. It's lane number 5 of Chloe Hagee, who's in 2nd place.
Hallie's got to be out in 28 seconds here if she wants to go 58, 28.68. That's a good split. She can bring it home.
Hallie West continuing the strong performance here into the last 50 meters of the race. In 2nd place right now. It is tough to tell between lane 6 and in lane 5 and in lane 3. It's looking like lane number 5 and Chloe Hagee will be taking 2nd. Taking 1st was, of course, Hallie West, and taking bronze, Isabel Magus.
Very, very close race for 2nd here. 102.32 to 102.37. 5/100ths of a second separating Chloe and Isabel here for the silver. But Hallie West getting her next trials cut, so she'll be really pleased with that.
What's coming up is the 13-14B final. Quinn Snively, Ariel Pats. Say those are the standouts here in this?
Yeah, certainly names we've seen. Quinn Snively has had a very good swim this morning, not traditionally a sprint freestyler. She watch for her coming home in the 2nd 50. With Ariel Potts, yeah.
And they're off into the pool, off of the diving board, and this is close to start things off. Very close indeed. It is tough to tell who is in 1st place right now here. Might be lane number 3 who's slightly ahead.
Yeah, Quinn Snively's.
It'll be Quinn Snively.
Out to first start. It's extremely close.
It is Quinn Snively. Just over Ariel Pats. Taking a look at that scoreboard over there all the times. But here we go. Down the stretch. Lane number 6 making a good move in Mila Saltel.
Mila Saltel, that's Quinn's teammate. They train together every day, sometimes twice a day. Let's see if Mila can hang on to it. It looks like they're making a move here in lane 4 and 5. It's
Will
come down to
be
the touch.
lane number 4, Ariel Pats with the win. Quinn Snively coming in 3rd. And Haley McDonald coming in 2nd place.
Yeah, she came on really strong the last 15 meters and got her hand on the wall. Great finish for Haley.
It's the girls 15 and over A final for the 100-meter freestyle.
We had a clean sweep from the University of Manitoba Bisons yesterday. In one of the events, they're going in 1, 2, 3 here. Let's see if anyone can spoil the Bison party.
Lane number 3 looking good in Hannah Chanel. But in the 4th lane is Kelsey Filion. And it is so tough to tell. And look at that. Coming
for Laura Hodges out in lane number 6 as well. Traditionally a very strong finisher. Lexi Oliver has had a good meet out in lane 7 as well. Madison Hicks, lane 8. This is extremely close.
Lane number 4, Kelsey Filion, leading this race right now, will most likely be the winner as well. Getting to the wall first, touching up. Hannah Chanel in the 3rd lane coming in 2nd. And
it was Laura Hodges in lane number 6 who managed to get her hand on the wall, spoiling the Bison party, keeping them blocking that podium.
Coming up in the next one here, it is the 15 and over B final. Melissa Adelman coming in. Jamie Puhowski.
Jamie Puhalski out on line 7. Talked a little bit about her yesterday. She's chasing the scholarship in the States. She's a senior in high school right now, more of a distance swimmer, but she's trying to show off her skills. She's sure that she can do a good 100 as well.
Lane number 7, Jamie Puhowski, looking good here. Lane number 5 as well, Abigail Tenno. Looks like she will go into the lead now. Coming into the final meters of this race now. It is going to be close in the final 25. And it will be, lane number 4 looking good as well, and Adelman. And it will be Melissa Adelman from lane 4, finishing in first. Finishing in second was Abigail Tenno. And in third from UMann, Hayne Halderson.
Yeah, great last 10 meters for Melissa Adelman. She just put her head down, didn't take a breath the last 10 meters, drove into the wall. That's how you want to finish. You got a familiar name coming up here, lane number 4.
There he is, Rimso Nkechika. Let's see if he can do it again here.
He's been cleaning up. He's going in 7 seconds ahead. He's got a great freestyle, really nice long stroke.
We'll watch the magic unfold here. It's Rimso Nkechika. It looks like he's gaining the lead, and he does just by a bit, and this is where he usually starts to take flight once he's ahead, able to distance himself, and he's doing exactly that throughout these first 50 meters.
And he just got under that magical 1-minute barrier this morning, which is very impressive for 13-year-olds out in 29:21. He's going to have a good last 50 if he wants to stay under a minute again. Looking very strong. Look at that kick, very powerful. Nice long stroke.
The only one that can potentially catch him is Kian Wu. But Kian Wu a bit too far behind. Rimso Nkechika going for under a minute, trying to break that time again, and he does just that.
This is really a battle here. There's no question for gold and silver, but bronze is close. Is lane 2, Foster Forney, in 107.79, gets his hand on the wall for a bronze medal.
And if you're a swimmer like, Rimso Nkechika, like we were talking about yesterday, he's already done so many events in the first 2 days. Of course, swimming again this morning and today, obviously the schedule being a bit lighter for him. But, what is the mindset, the preparation going into the races now that he's had that heavier workload put aside?
You're going to have to take all your races one at a time. You can't start thinking too far ahead or you're going to miss out on something. So it's really just one race at a time. As soon as you're done, you focus on your recovery. You get some quick feedback from your coach. Get in some water, maybe Gatorade, something like that, a quick snack, some quick carbs. Start recovering, getting ready for the next race.
This is the 13 and under B final. And who is in front right now? It is, I believe, lane number 4 and Nathaniel Pelzer.
Very close race between lane number 4 and 5. Vanden Hever in lane number 6 is hanging in there as well.
Looking at it, it is lane number 4 and Pelzer who's still out in front. Trying to make a push, though. Look at lane number 3 and Ahmad Banani. Might not quite get there, but lane number 6 as well, trying to push for that top 3 spot. It's going to be close coming down the end here. It will be Pelzer along with Vanden Hever. And
Vanden Hever taking almost 2 seconds off from his time this morning. He climbed into second place there, but no question Nathaniel Pelzer is a clear winner of that heat.
The 14-15A final. Rhett Smith has been really solid this weekend. He is in lane 7. Martin Haleko in lane number 4 with the best time coming in. He's from the U-Man team here in Manitoba. It's a 15-year-old coming in with a time of 56:54.
You got Stephen Banning out in lane number 1. He just finished a 2 in a fly, missing that cut by 2/100ths of a second. He's got to shake that off and get right back in here. That's tough.
Stephen Bannock, do not ever count him out in those last 50 meters. It is Martin Haleko, lane number 4, in first. Stephen Bannock right now in 8th, but that could very well change here in the last 50 meters of the boys 100-meter freestyle event. And right now it is Martin Haleko who is out in front. Lane number 3 in Obi Nguyen. It is interesting down the stretch.
56:25. That's a great swim for Martin Haleko out of University of Manitoba Bisons. Take another couple of tenths of a second off from his time this morning. Fourteen, 15-year-old B final here. These swimmers are going to see if they can get under that 1 minute barrier. 1:00:101 this morning. Everybody in about a second and a half, all 8 swimmers here. This Tam Doan, we saw him a lot of the Manitoba Junior Provincials. Great meet then, and he's out very fast. .28:02. He's put himself in a good position to go under a minute. Let's see if he can hang on. He's breathing to his left. He's not going to see the swimmers to his right catching him here. So they might take him by surprise, but he's got a healthy lead. See if he can hang on. He's starting to hurt here going in the last 15 meters. Let's see if he can dig deep. Got lane 4, lane 5 charging now. Can Tam Doan hang on? Lane number 6 coming on strong. Photo finish. Here's Tam Doan, 59.94, just holding on, getting under a minute. Certainly painful coming home. Out in 28 flat, almost back in 32. That is a painful split, but he went forward, he got under a minute, and he got the first place in this B final. .16 and over A final. Oves Brahu from University of Regina coming in first for 53.63 from this morning. He's not wasting any time. Getting up quick, swimming. Martin Chung in lane number 2. his teammates from the University of Regina. Also out very fast. 24.94 for Ovesh. Followed by, actually in lane 5, Jaden Billis. Jaden Billis from the Goldfinch trying to make his move. He's looking strong. See if he can finish. Who's going to take it? Very, very close race. It's got to be the Goldfish swimmer, 52.51. Sorry, Jaden Billis from the Goldfinch getting his hand on the wall first for the gold medal. And Martin Chung out in lane number 2. The University of Regina hanging on for the bronze medal.
We're coming up on heat number 6 for this event 34, for this 34th event. And this is the 16 and over B final right now.
Yeah, keep an eye on lane number 2, Miles McTavish from Manta. He's a distance swimmer, so if he can be anywhere close to the lead on this race, he might surprise you out of lane 2.
Simon Wolklin in lane number 1 having a strong start as well. But lane number 5, it's looking like Braden Stacy from UMenn, who is in second. He's in second, and Simon Wolklin in lane 1 in first, coming back. And down the stretch,
Sam Chisholm from the Thunder Bay Thunderbolts in lane number 3. He's trying to post up a good time here. He's battling to try to get a spot on the Ontario Canada Games team. Very, very competitive in Ontario. Lane number 1.
Lane number 1, will he take it? And it will be Simon Wolklin taking it in first, and coming in second in lane number 5, Braden Stacy. Of course, Wolklin placing 9th.
A great swim, outside smoke there in lane number 1. He's taken almost 2 seconds off from his swim this morning. Put up a very good time here in the B final.
It's time now for the girls' 200-meter backstroke. It is event 35. And we got her name right this time here, Bo. Jillian Kimmins in lane number 1 here tonight. And a 10-year-old, she has been very impressive against the competition she's gone against.
She really has. She's out in 3:00 this morning. Let's see if she can get under the 3-minute mark here. See if she can push these 11, 12-year-old girls for a medal. You never know at that age. You might just take a whole bunch of time off all of a sudden. Getting excited here. Hopefully not too excited. It's a 200-meter backstroke, so you can't overdo that first 50 or you'll pay for it at the end. But if you can get by on a little bit of adrenaline, to carry out an event ahead here in the first 50 and then kick it into gear. A lot of swimmers trying to make that move on the third 50. Put themselves in a good position for the finish.
Zoe Zimonik coming in as the favorite here, having the best time in the prelims. Will be interesting to see how she will do here in the 12 and under A final for the 200-meter backstroke.
Sorry. Quite tall for a 12-year-old girl. Got long arms. Makes for a good backstroker.
It's time to backstroke here. It is the 200-meter backstroke for the girls, event 35. Kicking off with the 12 and under A final in heat number 1 for this event. And starting off in lane number 4, she's pretty much neck and neck. Gaining a bit of distance in front of her now is Zoe Zimonik. Lane number 6 is Sophie Vanaski. But right now it is Zoe Zimonik through the first 50, leading by just a bit off the turn.
I think lane number 5, Jasmine from the Rods, lost her goggles on that fin on that start.
Seems like we've been having, that's the second time this has happened tonight.
Yeah, it does happen. Not as common in the backstroke. She's taking her goggles with her. She's holding that in her mouth.
Yeah, we're seeing that now. We don't have a clear shot of it on the camera, but that is you're getting creative right there, thinking on the fly.
That's a little bit unusual. Normally you would just let those drop to the bottom of the pool and go pick them up later, but maybe they're special to her.
Yeah, maybe a lucky pair of goggles she really doesn't want to lose. So.
Yeah.
Lane number 4, Zoe Zamonic, out in front, growing her lead, continuing to do that. In second right now, holding the goggles in her mouth, it is Jasmine Ragoza. Into third place in lane number 3 is Sierra Burgoyce.
Which I guess is going to be a battle for the silver medal. I don't think anyone is catching Zoe here in this 200 back. She's looking very good.
Zoe Zamonic out front right now. Jillian Kimmins in lane number 1 is not in last place, I believe in second last place at this point. Last place is Sophie Marshall in lane number 8. But coming down the stretch, Zoe Zamonic, no one looking like they're going to catch her. And in lane number 3, Burgoyce looking like she has a good chance to get silver. Jasmine Ragoza trying to hold on to third. Vanaski in lane number 6 gaining ground on her. And Jasmine Ragoza trying to hold on for third place. Burgoyce getting silver, and getting the bronze will be Jasmine Ragoza.
Sophie in lane 5, despite all her goggle troubles and having a hard time staying straight in the lane, she still takes 3 seconds off from her time this morning. Imagine what she could have done if she hadn't had to battle that throughout the race.
Yeah, something that swimmers not the biggest fan of that, I'd have to imagine.
If it's going to happen in all races, at least at backstroke, you can kind of deal with it. It doesn't completely ruin your race. It's a little more difficult to deal with in the freestyle particularly.
Hallie West coming up in this heat for the 13-14A final.
This is Hallie's second swim of the evening. Hallie's been doing a lot of gymnastics when she was younger. Watch her backstroke, watch her come out of the water in lane number 4 here. She pulls herself way out and explodes out of the water. That backstroke ledge really helps her. Kicks her feet up, try to get into a nice little hole and get in to work on her underwater dolphin kick.
And a nice start there for Hallie West. In second right now, it is lane number 3 of Michaela Erpello. In lane number 2, it is Lauren Anderson. It's looking good. It's lane number 5, Sammy Benning. A lot of swimmers competing in that top 3 type of spots right now in the pool.
Yeah, out in 33.76. Trials cut for her in this event is a for the 200 backstroke for junior cuts is 2:22.97. That's going to be hard for her. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to get there in this event. She's been doing very well in the fly, in the free, in the breast. I am backstroke. It'll be interesting to see. She's going for it out in the 109.2. Putting herself in a decent position. She can come back in the 113.
I've just noticed something, and I could be wrong here. Correct me if I am wrong, but looks like Michaela Erpello's head is bobbing more than some of the other swimmers out here right now.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of a hiccup in her stroke. Normally you try to keep your head still and just rotate your body, pretend like you got a pole right down the center of your body and rotate around that. Something that you would try to get away from. Not the end of the world.
And Michaela Erpello is still in second place. No one is going to catch Hallie West.
It is a race for the clock here. We're looking for a 2:22.97. Michaela trying to hang on for
Erpello
the silver medal.
Trying to hold on for the silver. Trying to get better than bronze. She already has bronze, it looks like, and she might be moving into second for silver is Sammy Benning. Can Michaela Erpello take second? Can she take that silver? I don't know. I don't think so, and it will be silver going to Michaela Erpello. She holds on, and Sammy Benning.
Michaela just hanging on by 21 100ths of a second for the silver medal. Very close there at the end.
Sammy Benning getting third place. And that will be good enough for her to take home the bronze. There you have it. West with the gold, Erpello with the silver, and Benning with the bronze.
This is now the 15 and over A final. Got some familiar names that we've seen a lot here this week. You know, Master Mateo, Samantha Peace. 18 100ths of a second separated lane 4 and lane 5 this morning. Lane 3 not far behind. We're about a second there. So we'll see if anyone took it easier this morning, saving it for tonight. Very good underwater from Master Mateo, going almost a full 15 meters and coming up ahead.
She is in lane number 4. In second place right now, trying to move past Master Mateo is Cameron Carlos. But right now it is Master Mateo who does have the lead. Lane number 5, we're seeing Samantha Peace, who is in the top 3, and Cameron Carlos in lane number 3 in first off the turn on the wall. It is very close between her, Master Mateo, as well as Peace right now in the first 100 meters of this race. Looking like Master Mateo overtaking first place again. And right now it's her and Cameron Carlos that have really been looking good, along with Samantha Peace as well.
Samantha Peace, 15 years old. He's one of the only two 15-year-olds in this heat. He's trying to battle these older swimmers, and she's staying real close. Master Mateo out in 1:11.53. Cameron Carlos 1:11.85. Samantha Peace staying about half a second behind. In 1:12. Still anyone's race. It does look like Master Mateo is starting to separate herself a little bit here. Cameron Carlos falling back. She went out very fast on that first 50. See if she can hold off Samantha Peace in lane number 5 from the Lacers.
Here's Master Mateo, as mentioned, in first place, going into the final 50 meters of the race now of this 200-meter backstroke. 15 and over final. And as Master Mateo looking very strong, coming down here in the last 50 meters.
She's really picked up the pace here. She had a nice kick out on that last turn, almost 10 meters underwater. This is hard to do off the last turn in a 200 backstroke, but she's got another gear. There's no doubt she's taking the gold here.
Cameron Carlos, can she get third here over Samantha Peace? And it's looking like it might be Samantha Peace who will end up getting it. We'll have to see here in the finish. And it will be Peace. Gets the silver. Carlos ended up falling to fourth. And Melissa Adelman, sneaky stuff right there. Sneaking into, just kidding.
They corrected her time again. It looks like we had a touchpad issue in lane number 3, so they corrected her time from the manual back up with the plunger. So she did end up coming in, Cameron Carlos, for the bronze medal.
Heat number 4, the final heat for this girls 200-meter backstroke event. It's the 15 and over B final. And would you say that a sleeper in this race, 17-year-old Julia Pedroza in that 8th lane?
It's hard to say. There's also the young one out in lane number 1, Jacqueline Studiak. She was from Winnipeg before. Swam with the Marlins here and then moved to Saskatchewan with her family.
Shea Guest.
Surprise you. It does look like Shea Guest is going out strong here.
Out in lane number 4. She starts off this race very strong. She is in first, followed by Ava Norman in lane 6. In second, Julia Pedroza in lane number 8. She is in third right now in this race, off of the wall.
She is looking good. She's got a nice high stroke rate over there. Let's see if she can keep that up. Good rotation. She might surprise us.
In lane number 4, it is Shea Guest who is out in front. Looking for first in this heat, 9th overall. Into the last 100 meters now of this race. Coming off of the wall, Julia Pedroza falling out of the top 3. Hazel Clark moving in to the top 3 at that. But it is Shea Guest who is out in front right now with the lead. Lane number 6, Ava Norman. And taking a look at it, who you say right now is battling for third in this heat at this point?
Yeah, it is really anyone's race right now. Even silver. It looks like Ava Norman in lane number 6 got the lead on the silver medal, but you never know what's going to happen in the last 50 here. It is too close to tell at this point.
Lane number 6, Ava Norman, trying to gain distance there on
Olivia Sampson from Mansa in lane number 3 as well. She's normally a distance swimmer. She might have something left in the tank here the last 50. Jacqueline Studiak out of lane number 1 as well. Really too close to call.
In lane number 4, we'll take it in Shea Guest. Taking the silver, not the silver, but second in this heat is Ava Norman. And I guess we were wrong about, well, not wrong, but Julia Pedroza after that strong start, she ends up finishing in 8th for this heat.
Yeah, she had a very high stroke rate, and it looks like when you're in lane 8, you got nothing to lose. You might as well go for it, right? And she did. So you give her credit for that, but she paid for it a little bit coming home. But no shame in that at all.
Well, we got a familiar name here that has been cleaning up coming up. Rimso Unkechika. He got set to go up against the rest of the field here in the 13 and under A final coming up for event 36, the boys 200-meter backstroke. Lucas Buick in lane number 5.
Yeah, and this is interesting here because we got obviously the Mansa swimmer in lane number 4, Rimso, who's been dominating this age group, but there is another Mansa swimmer out in lane number 2, Wilhelm Vandenhever, and the Goldfin swimmer in Carson out in lane number 7. And right now on the overall point standing, on the men's side, it's extremely close. On the women's side, Mansa looks like they're going to run away with it. But on the men's side, between the Saskatoon Goldfins and the Mansa Swim Club, it is extremely tight. So even if they don't come in the medal standings here, look for the battle between lane number 2 and lane number 7. See who can help their team in that overall point standing.
And they're off. It is the start here. Lane number 5 out in front right now. and that is Lucas Buick, Rimso Unkechika catching up to Lucas Buick now. And Lucas Buick, a tough task ahead of him, obviously wants to race his own race, but you know, just from looking at him right now, for Lucas Buick being from the Seals team here in Manitoba, what have you liked from what you've seen from him?
He's going for it here. Looking like on his right arm, he's pulling a little bit of air. Coaches want to have a look at that and make sure he's catching more water. Once you start pulling it, you see the same thing actually with Rimso, a little bit of bubbles around his hands. Once you start pulling air, you're not holding the water. You're shooting yourself in the foot a little bit. That's something they got to look at. As these swimmers get older, they'll start to feel it. It's a different feeling when you're pulling bubbles, and they'll have to fix that. Both of them. But little things, as they get more experience, that they'll learn.
And here's Rimso. He is in first place now, and he's been in first place since the most recent 50 meters. Into the last 100 meters of this race now, it is Unkechika in lane number 4, followed by lane number 5 and Lucas Buick, lane number 3 in Max Zale. But it is Rimso Unkechika once again setting himself up nicely for a good finish here. And into the final 50 meters for Rimso.
I think Lucas got a firm grip on that silver medal. Right now he's got about a 4-second lead over Max Zhao out in lane number 3. Looks like he's picking up the pace here, Lucas, so I don't think there's going to be any doubt that he's going to hang on for the silver medals, and absolutely no doubt about the gold medal here. If there ever was. Rimso's looking very strong.
It's looking like bronze for the moment going to Zao. It is going to be Lucas Buick finishing with the silver. And who will get the bronze here? It will be close, and that will go to lane number 3 in Max Zao. In the 13 and under A final. Congratulations to Rimso Unkechika coming away with another win, and to all the other medalists there in Lucas Buick and Max Zao. The 14 and 15 A final now. Ben Lang and Devin Lusk, 2 names, as well as Cooper Klein, that pop out on the board here.
Well, I'm very excited to see what Ben Lang can do here in lane number 4. He missed the Western time standard by 4/100ths of a second and 100 back, half the distance here. Let's see if he can pull it off in the 200. That standard for 15-year-olds is 2:19.18. This morning he was 2:20.29, so he needs to take just over a second off from his morning swim. We're looking for 2:19.18.
Ben Lang, lane number 4, was underwater for the longest to start off. It paid off for him. Lane number 6 in Cooper Klein, he is in second place at this point in the race.
And Lang out in 33:08.
That was actually Scott Heinbigner in second on the way when he touched the wall. Once he touched the wall.
Ben's got to hold 35 seconds per 50 here, so we're looking for a 1:08 flat in and around there for him to put himself in the position for that 2:19 mark.
Is lane number 4, Ben Lang, going into the final 100 meters of this race now, the 200-meter backstroke event.
1:07.8. That is a good split. He's going to have 2 more 50s just like that.
Lane number 3
He's looking good.
Scott Heinbigner, he is in second. Cooper Klein in lane 6, he is in third, but it is Ben Lang right now who is looking like the top dog and has been the top dog in this race. He's on his way back now in the final 50 meters of this.
That was a 35-2. He's got to come back in under 36, and he's got that time standard, so we need his teammate on their feet here, try to help him. He went for it. He's looking really strong. Let's see if he can hang on. It's gonna be very painful.
And the team on their feet right now for Ben Lang. To our left here, Bo.
Yeah,
cheering him
all
on.
his teammates are standing and cheering and yelling for him. 2:19.18.
And he's done it. He has done it.
2:17.69.
Ben Lang has done it.
Yes. Oh, he deserved that one. That was a great race. Close race for silver here.
And that goes to Scott Heinbigner.
4/100ths of a second ahead of Cooper Klein in lane 6 coming on strong. But this was all about Ben Lang. He's got to be feeling so relieved right now. His teammates are happy for him.
I find that so cool. Honestly, I didn't know it got that loud in swimming in these competitions. I know obviously the Olympics, but these swim meets, they're pretty fun. Pretty fun for sure
it
to
means
hear
so
the
much
crowd.
to these kids, be able to join their teammates on a travel meet, right, and go to Edmonton and see how they measure up against the rest of Western Canada. So it means a lot to them. They put in so much work. He's swimming 9 times a week, probably putting in 16 hours in the water. It's nice when it pays off.
Matthew Sergianis coming up here, 18-year-old. He's been very good this weekend. Braden Stacy as well in lane number 5. This is the 16 and over final, heat number 3, final backstroke event here for the boys. Or final heat for the backstroke.
Yeah, Matthew had a great 800 this morning. He changed his strategy up a little bit. If you watched it this morning, he was second behind Eric Dupre in the 1500. He was second in the 400. So in 800 this morning, he just changed his strategy a little bit. He laid back on the first half of the race, whereas opposed to the 1500, he was going on really strong. But the 800 this morning, he just laid back about half a body length behind, and then he came on really strong the second half of the race. And he took Eric Dupre a little bit by surprise. He came just down to the touch, but he got the win. Let's see if he can get another gold medal for his collection here today in the 200 back.
And it is Matthew Sergianis right now out in front. Braden Stacy as well, and he's been good. He's been really good this weekend. What have you noticed from Braden Stacy?
He's looking strong. UMAN has had a really, really good weekend. They're up there in the competition as well, trying to battle the Regina for the 3rd place overall. And he's certainly adding to the point scores.
Look at that arm movement there from Matthew Sergianis. Just looks very, very aggressive going into the water every stroke.
That is what you see from the best backstroke. Nice underwater. He's going 10 meters here off that last turn, and then incredible stroke rate. And that's textbook backstroke right there. It's nice and steady head position. He's looking good.
Coming down the stretch here, it is looking like it is Sergianis that will take the win. Coming in second will be Braden Stacy of UMAN. And for 3rd place right now, I believe it will be Nolan Messier in lane number 7, picking up the bronze. And he will do just that.
Yeah, these rod swimmers are putting some points on the board for their overall point score. See if they can climb back in the race for the team trophy.
We're now into event 37 coming up, and it will be the girls 50-meter breaststroke.
Yeah, we're going to start from the other end of the pool here, down to our right. This is the 1 lap full sprint 50 breaststroke. Just testing the starting gear here and make sure everything is operating properly at the other end. Looks like we're good to go. Always a little bit of a lag and a delay here when we move from one end to the other and move from hundreds to the 50s. Referees and starters and all those people have got to be realigned. Looks like we're ready to go. It's going to be all eyes on lane number 4 here. Catherine Warkensing from the Northwest Narwhals. Dominated this morning. 4 seconds ahead of the closest competitor in 37 this morning. Let's see if she can shave a few more hundreds of a second off here.
And that is lane number 4, Warkentin.
Just like her teammate at Northwest Narwhal, she's got incredible stroke rate as well.
And there you have it. Warkentin able to get first. Bella George able to get second from lane number 5.
Yeah, just a little bit off her time from this morning. It looked to me like she was maybe a little bit off the first 10 meters. Finished strong.
And here we go. Second heat here in the female and the girls 50-meter breaststroke event. This is the 13-14A final. Out in front right now who is it? Who is out in front? This is close to call. It's looking like lane 4 is looking good, as well as lane 5. Purdy in lane 4. Sadie Anderson in lane number 5. Who else is looking good right here? Who's going to be able to finish it? And it's looking like it might be lane number 5 and Sadie Anderson. Let's see if she can get there first. And Purdy.
Oh,
that
extremely
is
close race here. 2 100s separating gold and silver, and 2 100s of a second separating third and fourth place as well. Quinn Snively just on the outside looking in with that 4th place finish.
And it was about that final reach there for
just get
Purdy.
your head down and really stretch out.
Lane number 3 here out in front. That is Ariana Arcaro. Ariana Arcaro. Let's see if she can get in the top 3 this time. Looking like she might get first. Might get the gold. Is lane number 5 as well. Looking good. And Davis Weitzel. And it might be Davis Weitzel who ends up taking it. Lane 6 looking good as well. And it was actually Ava Timpug in lane number 1 who ended up getting first. Ariana Arcaro ended up getting second in the 3rd lane. Davis Weitzel getting 3rd.
15 and over A final here. Master Mateo once again. Mia West in lane number 4. Mia West, last one to come up. Coming up ahead. Let's see if Master Mateo can give her a run for her money. Looks too close to call here.
And it is close to call indeed. Too close to call, in fact. And it's going to be interesting. I'm thinking lane number 5 might have it. Mastro Mateo going up against Mia West. Can Mia West finish strong? Will she stay undefeated this weekend? And it will be Mastro Mateo beating out Mia West in lane number 4.
Yeah, Mia just slightly off her time from this morning, and that was enough just for Master Matteo here to sneak in for the gold medal. Katie Moon from Mansa going in first for the B final. Trying to secure her spot on the Canada Games team, looking for her ticket to Niagara Falls in August.
And here in this race, we're getting a bit of clarity now who is out in front, looking like lane number 4. Katie Moon looking really strong here, coming down the stretch. Katie Moon trying to get first here. Katie Moon, see what she has.
Oh, she was looking for a 35.97 to try to get her time standard for Western Canada Games, and 36.32. She's just about 0.3 of a second off, just on the outside looking in.
And that was heat number 5. And that was the 15 and over B final. And we're now going to go into the boys 50-meter breaststroke, 13 and under A final. And Addie Bailey Ross, wow, him and Isaac Hune coming in very close.
This is setting up to be a very close race here. 100ths of a second separating lane 4 and 5 this morning. I think lane 6 is just a little bit too excited off the block here. Looked like that might have been a false start from where we're standing.
And it is Isaac Hune out in front right now in lane number 4. Addie Bailey Ross trying to catch up, but it is Isaac Hune right now of UMen looking very strong in this 50-meter race. Will Hune be able to capture the gold? It's coming down to the stretch here. No one is able to catch Hune. Hune finishing in first with the gold. In second is Bailey Ross. In third, Matthew Mai from the third lane. And an exciting heat to start things off here for the finals in this boys 50-meter breaststroke. Tam Doan headlines the 14-15A final coming up here. He will be in lane number 4.
And we did see the disqualification coming up here in lane number 6. False start.
And here we go, the 14-15A final. As mentioned, Tam Doan coming in, headlining this heat, this age group, as he has the best time. He is in lane 4. And this will be fun to watch here, Bo.
Yeah, Tam Doan, we saw him earlier tonight. Paid a little bit for going out hard in the other event, but this is just a straight 50. He's got lots of speed. This is going to be his race to lose.
The power, the combination of that and the speed here in this race.
Jerome Timbuk, lane number 3, is looking very strong as well.
Tim Pug, a name that I recognize coming into this race, but Doan might be a bit too much, and I think he will be. It will be Tam Doan coming in with first.
Elliot Boucher in lane number 6. getting a silver medal just ahead of Jerome Timpuk, touching him out by 1/10 of a second.
It's the 14-15B final here coming up. Congratulations to Tam Doan for taking that win.
Again, a couple of familiar names here. Cooper Klein in lane number 4. We've seen that name a lot. Ben Lang out in lane number 6, coming off his dominating victory in the 200 backstroke. See if some of that adrenaline can carry him into the 50 breaststroke.
Who will it be in this race? Racing to finish the best they can, which would be 9th. It's looking like lane number 4, though, and Cooper Klein looking very good. Followed by lane number 5 as well, and Spencer Nave, but it will be Cooper Klein who comes away with the win. Ben Lang as well.
Yeah, now we got the 16 and over A final. I see Carson Beggs here. He went at 29.61 this morning. Very, very fast swim, and that actually punched him a ticket. 2 trials. That time standard is 30.15. So we saw him missing it just barely in the 200 breast. It looked like he punched a ticket this morning in the 50. He used to have a terrible dive. I remember him when he was younger. He's come a long ways. Definitely been helped out with Coach Vlastimil Cherney at the Bisons. Corrected a lot of little things that he did wrong. And he's looking really good.
In the
you can see under 30 seconds again.
In the 16 and over A final here. Who's it going to be? Will it be Carson Beggs? Carson Beggs looking to finish strong. Lane 5 looking good as well. Getting the first touch was Carson Beggs over Kostelnick. Both those swimmers going under 30 seconds.
Great Kostelnick there getting under the time standard as well for trials. Great swim for him.
It's the 16 and over B final now. And Natty Vasman, always a name that seems to be coming up here. For this heat now, best they can place in the total competition is 9th.
This is very close. Lane 8 is actually out for the early lead.
Lane
by the
8,
looks of it,
Nathan Vaughn. Nathan Vaughn looking really good here. Will he be able to keep it up? Lane number 4 as well looking good, and Evan Stebner. And it will be, it's Vaughn. Vaughn getting there just before Stebner did, and that was close.
13/100ths of a second separating first and second. It's always nice to see someone in lane 8. Taking everybody by surprise.
Natty Vasserman coming in 3rd in that heat. We're now on to our mixed 100-meter breaststroke event. There will only be one heat.
Now changing back to getting the referees to the other end. Back to starting down on our left here.
And if you are watching these Sask Winter Provincial Championships, you can, if you are on our website at amateursports.tv or astvproductions.com, you can also watch us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. Download the Boxcast app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. We are also on 20 different U.S. cable networks, so 20 U.S. cable networks to be exact. Yeah, I would like to thank all the sponsors as well as Swim Manitoba for putting this on once again and selecting us, as well as Swim Saskatchewan. But we're looking at the mixed 100-meter breaststroke here. And in lane number 3 is Cosgriff, who is out in front right now. But also looking good there in lane number 5 is DL. But it is Cosgriff with the lead right now.
Yeah, about 0.7 of a second separating those two. Cosgriff with the better turn and pull out here, but Deal is with a very strong kick. She's going to be close in this gap to see if she can get close enough. Push Cosgriff for the first place finish in this. But again, this is all about the time. This is all about comparing themselves to the records and in their category. S10, SB9 for Cosgriff. S9, SB9, SM9 for Deal. 135.29 for Cosgriff, 137.44 for Deal. Both of them take a little bit of time off from their morning swim.
And for Cosgriff, once again, cleaning up in these events. I mean, like you said, obviously these swimmers dealing with, they don't all have the same problems plaguing them. But
yeah, different disabilities. So that's why they're split into different categories. So on a meet like this, sometimes hard to tell. Obviously, when they start going to international meets, so the racing a lot more swimmers who may be in the same category would be a little bit easier to tell. You know, who's having a really good swim and who's not. Obviously, we can compare them to their best times and the times from this morning. Hannah Willette in lane 1 took about 4 seconds off from her swim this morning, so certainly should be pleased with that. And now we're into the 200 IM. Those prelims were swam on Thursday evening. Into the first event of the entire meet. We got Jillian from Rots here, and 10-year-old out in lane 1 as well. She's been having a very good meet. Continuously sneaking into the final for the 12 and under category. Catherine Warkinson. Lane number 4, we saw her in her breaststroke. Winning the 50. So you got to watch for her on the breaststroke leg of his 200 IM. Look for her to make a move.
well, we are set to get underway. The girls' 200-meter individual medley. The 12 and under A final. And in lane number 4, that is Warkington. Who
Catherine Wark is going in about 10 seconds ahead of the second place finisher from prelims here. So we know she's a very, very good breaststroker. So if she's ahead going into the breaststroke, there's going to be no doubt she's going to hold on to her advantage from the preliminary rounds. Looks like Nicole Godbout out of lane 3 is making a move in a backstroke.
Lane number 3, Nicole Godbout surpassing Workington now. As we get into the final 100 meters very soon. Would you say that this next 50 meters probably the most important in the race?
It is really, quite often in the NIM, it's a breaststroke that kind of makes or breaks it. You see Nicole here is out first, but on the preliminary times between Nicole in lane 3 and Zoe in lane 5, there's only about 17/100ths of a second separating them. So a lot can happen. Obviously, Catherine Warkinson, we knew she was a very good breaststroker, and she's making her move now. Looks like Nicole is having a very good swim, though, in lane number 3.
Well, that is Workington in lane number 4 in first place here. And she's setting herself up nicely for a golden finish here.
Sophie Manaski in the lane number 6 as well, making her move. She's got a very good breaststroke kick. Really good distance per stroke here, but there's going to be no doubt. But Catherine Warkinson is going to take the win here. There's no catching her. We got a battle for the bronze medal.
That is lane number 6, Vanaski, having the bronze at this point, but still a lot of race to go in terms of the amount of distance that her opponent, Simonic, in lane number 5, able to catch her and able to get ahead of her. It will be Workington with the gold. With the silver, it will be Godbout, and with the bronze, we're going to see Zoe Simonic taking it.
Great swim by Godbout, taking another 2 seconds off her time from Thursday evening. So she'll be happy with that. And Zoe in lane number 5 here coming in for the bronze medal, making her move on the last 50.
Jillian Kimmins coming in at 7th. We are now into the...
This is the B final for the 12 and under here.
Yeah, 12 and under B final. Gabrielle Bergeron.
Sometimes you see B finals, sometimes you don't, but if there are more than, I believe it's the cutoff is 20. There's more than 20 swimmers in prelims. They'll hold an A and a B final for each age group. So we must have had lots of entries here in the 12 and under category, which is great to see. Always nice to see lots of entries in the IM. Means these coaches and these swimmers are focusing on being well-rounded, and that's exactly what they want to do at 12 and under category. Should not be specializing yet, so having all these swimmers from IM is great to see.
Lane number 7, Maggie Bogdan, out in front to start off. In second place, in lane 6, right next to her, is Kate Liebrick.
Maggie's 10 years old. She's up against the 12-year-old swimmers here, and she's got a beautiful butterfly. Really getting her hips up, getting her head down. Let's see. What she's got in the other strokes. Certainly out very, very fast. It'll be interesting to see if she's got a weak stroke in breaststroke or freestyle, because the backstroke actually looks very good as well. She's off to a very fast start.
It's her and Kate Liebrick right now. Bogdan and Liebrick leading the way. Lane number 8, that's Chloe Park, who's in third for the moment, but moving in to that third place spot looks to be in lane number 5 of Jasmine Rogoza. But it is Maggie Bogdan leading the way right now in this race, followed by Kate Liebrick. And Liebrick actually fell into third coming out of the turn. And the most important stroke of this entire event, really, this race, this individual medley right here.
It looks like Gabriel Bergeron, who was supposed to be in lane number 4, scratched because we got the first alternate to meet Mukasa, who's snug in as an alternate who's now in this race. So looks like we had a no-show or a scratch.
Yeah, and Gabriel Bergeron would have come in with Gabriel Bergeron would have come in with the best prelim time for the group, for the heat. But we go into the final 50 meters now.
Yeah, we got 4 swimmers all within 1 second here going into the last 50. So this is still anyone's race.
This will be exciting to see. Looks like, lane number 5 looking good, and Jasmine Ragoza jumping out in front here. Trying to keep up with her is Kate Liebrick. But it's looking like Ragoza got Poole and Bogdan there as well, but it will be Jasmine Ragoza coming away with the win.
Yeah, just so many lead changes in an IM. You never know who's going to be strong and who's going to be weak in certain strokes, so it's always fun to watch.
We got the 13-14A final coming up. Following that, it'll be the 13-14B final. We'll also have the 15 and over A final and B final coming up later on as well. Hallie West, Caitlin Liu.
This is the event. Hallie West on Thursday evening broke the Manitoba 13-14 age group record. He's still got 16 months left in his age category, so she's got lots of opportunities to lower that record even more, but she had a great swim under the trials cut. Broken that old record belonging to Olympian Kelsey Walk from the University of Manitoba.
Lane number 5, Caitlin Liu out in front. Hallie West right there with her, though.
Yes, Allie's already been in the 100 free and the 200 back. Now the 200 IM. It's going to be a third race of this evening. So I don't expect her to be onto the 220 again. You never know, but this is a tough triple to do here this evening. I think that split is slower than she were on Thursday night.
Has there been rare occasions where that does happen, where a swimmer going for a certain amount of time, like being under the 220 mark, is able to get it with as many races as Hallie has raced today?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the excitement and being in the final, right? Fighting for that gold medal. It's you never know what's going to happen, but right now she's out, I think, about a second slower than she were on Thursday night. And probably to be expected after the number of races she had here. Like, I mean, on Thursday, that was the very first rate of the entire meet. She's coming in rested and ready, and she's starting to get worn down a little bit as this meet goes on and as the session goes on.
Hallie West in lane number 4, getting very good, setting herself up for that gold medal nicely in this 13-14A final. And here we go on the way back, Hallie West. No one will be able to catch her. Will be Caitlin Liu in that second place spot.
Caitlin Liu had a very good meet as well.
And for Hallie, still has a chance, maybe?
No, I think she's 21
Yeah.
mark maybe. 2:21.91, so about 2 seconds off from her time on Thursday. But
I mean, that's still so good. You're able to get the gold, and you've swam so much tonight and throughout the weekend as well.
Yeah, and when that's that third session in about an hour, or third race in about an hour, especially 200 backstroke can just be extremely painful if you do a lot of that. So I not surprised here. She got in, she raced her heart out, and still be happy with that event for that time.
The 13-14B final now. Now, obviously, you along with so many people excited to have the Man Sask Provincials back for the Winter Provincial Championships. Have you felt like it's gone by in a flash, though? We're already at Saturday going into the final 2 sessions tomorrow.
Yeah, it's really so nice to be back here. It was such a disappointment 2 years ago. We had swimmers in from BC and Alberta, Saskatchewan, Ontario, Quebec like 2 years ago, and because of COVID, they ended up having a call with all the coaches and team management. 10 minutes before warm-up was set to start, and they decided to cancel it. And it was just such a huge disappointment for all the swimmers and parents and everybody who coaches traveled out here. That ended up being called off. And so it's so nice. Like, I mean, this is going on 3 years now since we've had this meet. We're just really happy to be back here. A lot has changed. A lot of turnover in the different clubs. See, as a new head coach at Mansa here, they're doing very well. We got a new head coach at Regina, and looking like they're not going to be defending their title. Just a lot of turnover, a lot of changes, a lot of rebuilding on these different clubs. So it's just so many kids didn't stick with it. So many kids didn't come back. Kids that did come back has not been training properly for 2 years. So a lot of coaches were laid off during COVID, right? Not getting paid, so they're not able to do some clubs are able to keep coaches on, or at least try to keep the swimmers motivated with whatever dryland they could do from home.
Right.
It was just a really, really challenging time, and it's interesting to see which clubs are coming out of this stronger and which clubs got some work to do.
Now, you talked about how there's that dryland training. Obviously, these swimmers hitting the weight room as well as they get older. But, how do you truly balance that out? Balancing out the not putting too much weight on, but putting on the right amount of weight. Obviously, it's different for every single person.
Yeah, it's a tough balance. Definitely, especially some of these swimmers are hitting their teenage years, right? And they're developing and making sure that really they're training so much and they're burning so many calories, so having the odd donut, you can get away with it in this sport, but as they're getting older, diet, recovery becomes so much more important, and especially during this time, in these past 2 years, when you're no longer burning 12,000 calories a day because you're not in the pool, right? So you got to make sure you watch what you eat and you're not consuming the same amount of calories when you're sitting at home on the couch instead of being in the pool for 4 hours a day, right? So it's been a real battle. It's been a challenge, and these kids have done a good job, and I'm happy they're here.
We got 2 more heats now for this girls 200-meter individual medley for the finals. It's going to be the 15 and over A final here coming up. Of course, the 15 and over B final coming up as well after. But Melissa Adelman coming in with the second best time. It's Isabel Hari who highlights this group with the best prelim time coming in.
Again, we've seen some of these swimmers already a couple of times tonight, so it'll be interesting to see who's got the stamina to be able to do multiple events on the same evening session here.
And in this A final right here, into the backstroke portion of things, I believe it is in lane number 5 of Melissa Adelman.
Yeah, Samantha Peace in lane number 3. We saw her in the 200 backstroke, the 15-year-old. She's making her move in the backstroke portion of the IM here. Let's see what her breaststroke looks like. She can stay up there.
And now
some of these swimmers employing the crossover turn. It's just a bit of a unique flip turn where they're coming in, just pushing the limit, really getting on their side and then doing a flip turn, whereas some of the other ones are coming in, touching on their back from back to breast. So it's a very technical, challenging turn to do, but if you can master it, it will save you about half a second or so on that turn, which can make all the difference.
And the big difference here for Isabel Hari, maybe why she has the best time, is this is a really nice looking breaststroke right here.
Yeah, she really made her move.
And she's into the freestyle now. Looking to catch her, though, in lane number 3 will be Samantha Peace. But it will be tough to catch Isabel Hari here in lane number 5. In third place at this point is Melissa Adelman. But it looks to be Isabel Hari coming in as, well, with the best time. And she will finish with the best time and capture the gold medal for the 15 and over A final. Coming in second will be in lane number 3 of Samantha Peace. And coming in third, again the bronze, lane number 5, Melissa Adelman. Now, we talked about, you were talking about Mia yesterday, how she had to do a bunch of laps to get that lactic acid out of her muscles. Is that the most important thing for swimmers during recovery, is just getting that lactic acid out?
Yeah, it's a matter of getting into that warm-down pool right away, getting moving and getting your heart rate up. Some of them will just go in there and just kind of float. If you look over the warm-down pool, some of them are just doing dolphin dives over there and flopping around. You really want to make sure you get your heart rate up to, over the 130 mark or something like that, to get the blood flowing to flush out that lactic acid.
Is there, do swimmers use those heart rate trackers at all?
Yeah, no, most of them will just grab it when they're coming into the wall in between repetitions.
Right.
Just put their fingers on the neck and count for 6 to 10 seconds and see where they're at, make sure they're working out in the right sort of heart rate bracket. There are certain things, there are little instruments that you sometimes can put onto your swim cap that can measure your heart rate. Some people have the Apple Watch or any of those watches, but yeah, generally it's still old school where they just grab it manually when they come into the wall.
And right now, leading this is in lane number 4, Appraise Zenon.
Keep an eye on lane number 5 here. That's Katie Moon from Manchester. She's a very strong breaststroker. She's going to try to make her move and make up for lost time here. She's got a tall task ahead of her.
And into the breaststroke portion, it is Appraise Zenon in that 4th lane. In lane number 5 is Katie Moon.
And the Marlin swimmer in lane 4 here. It's going to be hard to catch. She's got about a 2.5 second lead on Katie in lane 5. This could be a close race for silver here. Watch for lane 3 making her move. Same thing with Caitlin in lane number 6.
And in lane number 4, it will be Appraise ending coming away with the win. And the rest is as follows.
Andy Halldison Haynes coming in for the second place for the nice swim.
So, before we start before this next event starts, you know, obviously training for a certain sport is different than the others, right? What would you say is the most essential thing for swimmers to train for in the gyms when they do get in there? I assume cardio would be one. Any type of weight training that they're doing as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of debate going on with that. I mean, so not so much cardio because they're getting so much cardio in the pool. That's all they do all day long.
Right.
In the pool is just so much cardio there. So a lot of what they do in the gym is actually injury prevention. You do so many repetitions. Sometimes you pulling with your arms over your head in the pool, right? Like you're doing it 10,000 strokes of practice or whatever it is. What you really want to focus on in the gym is trying to work some of those muscles that you maybe don't work so much in the pool.
Right.
So you don't get sort of an imbalance, and make sure that you can stay injury free and work on power.
Lane number 4 right now, it is this 13 and under A final. And right now leading is Lucas Buick.
Yeah, he came in for a medal in the 200 backstroke. So he's a strong backstroker, and he's well out ahead here. Let's see how he holds on in the breaststroke. Based on the entry times between them, or the preliminary times between Lucas and Landon Kennedy in lane number 5, only about 0.4 of a second separating them. Less than 0.4 of a second separating them on Thursday night. So look for Landon Kennedy here in lane number 5 to make his move. So Max Zhao, we saw him in the 200 butterfly. See if he can get into contention here. At least solidify his grasp on the bronze medal.
And right now it is Landon Kennedy who is out in front. And Landon Kennedy going into the final 50 meters here. He has to turn off the wall first. And it's Landon Kennedy trying to beat out Lucas Buick. Lucas Buick, though, and he just looks like he's trying to go so hard to catch up right now. Doesn't look that smooth of a stroke, but he's trying his absolute all to catch up with Landon Kennedy. Who will it be? Will Buick be able to catch up? I think Landon Kennedy has this one in the bag right here, Bo. So looking as he will get the gold medal.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He made his move on the breaststroke, and really strong freestyle coming back as well. 2:49.74 for Landon Kennedy. It's about 2 seconds lower than his Thursday night time, but this is all about getting that gold medal, and he's clearly pretty excited about that. Nice bit of sportsmanship there is always good to see. Handshake or the fist bump.
And it seems like in a sport like swimming, obviously you have respect for your teammates in every sport. That's what the ideal situation would be, no matter how competitive it gets. Seems like in swimming, all the swimmers it seems like they have love for each other all around.
Yeah, and I mean, they see each other multiple times a year. Some of them may be on the provincial team together. So, yeah, they got friends, across the provinces, across the country. It's always nice to win, but they're usually a pretty respectful bunch.
And starting off in first is Martin Haleko of the University of Manitoba Bison's team.
Yeah, look for Ben Lang to make his move in the backstroke here.
And there he is, Ben Lang, powering through.
Devin Lusk as well in lane number 3.
Some big names
Watch
here
for him
swimming.
in the breaststroke.
Swimming in this 14-15 A final in heat number 2 of the boys 200-meter individual medley. And this is the most crucial part of the race right here. You'd have
Clearly,
to think.
Gonna watch Martin Haleko here, very strong breaststroke. He's making his move now. See if Ben Lang can hold him off.
Ben Lang looking strong with it. Haleko now looks like he may move into second. Also having a very good breaststroke himself is Devin Lusk. It's still Ben Lang out in front in lane number 5, heading into the final 50 meters here very soon once they turn off the wall. But it is as follows: Ben Lang, Martin Haleko, and Devin Lusk. 1, 2, 3 in that
going into
order.
the freestyle with just the lead, just under a second. Let's see if he can hold it off.
And Ben Lang, will it be him? Will it be Martin Haleko, or will it be Devin Lusk? Devin Lusk getting a lot of cheers from the sidelines or from the stands up here, but it's looking like it's going to be Ben Lang. Ben Lang coming down the stretch. The crowd on their feet, or should I say down by the pool. It's going to be close, and it will be Ben Lang coming away with the victory. Martin Haleko in the 4th lane in second, and Devin Lusk in the 3rd lane coming in 3rd. And maybe the most entertaining race we've seen here tonight.
Yeah, certainly a lot of some emotion here from the crowd. People running up and down the deck, cheering for their teammates and the swimmers.
Well, coming into this next one, the 14-15 B final. Any names that stand out? Got to think that Cooper Klein in the middle there could stand out.
Yeah, we've seen that name repeated. Nathan Mendoza in lane number 3 as well. But Cooper Klein is going in about 2 seconds, so a second and a half ahead of second competitor in this event.
Lane number 3 looking good, Nathan Mendoza. He's in first here to start things off.
Yeah, very nice butterfly in lane number 3 from Mendoza.
Into the backstroke portion of this individual medley now. And for lane number 3, Nathan Mendoza, he's still out in front in the backstroke. But look at lane number 6 as well, Jonah Brownson. Cooper Klein in lane number 4. Not in that top 3 yet. He came in with the best time into this race. And look at lane number 2 now making a move in Scott Heinbigner.
Yeah, we got 4 Saskatoon Goldfinch swimmers in this race. We got 3 Manitoba Marlin swimmers, and then we got the lone University of Manitoba athlete out in lane number 8. So these swimmers are trying to rack up some points here.
Lane number 5 looking very good right now.
Extremely strong breaststroke swimmer.
Holden Lees. That's his name. And for Holden Lees, he's a 15-year-old from the Saskatchewan team, the Goldfinch.
He built about a 4.5 second cushion here. That's going to be impossible to catch. It's just going to be a battle for the second place. It looks like Cooper Klein is kicking it into gear here.
Cooper Klein battling for that second place here in this heat. Here in the B final. Lane number 6 also looking good. Jonah Brownson Will it be Cooper Klein who gets there first? And yes, it will be Cooper Klein, who ends up taking second place in this heat in lane number 4. The 16 and over A final coming up here. And we're looking at it. Sam Chisholm, definitely a swimmer to watch here.
Yeah, Sam was another Thunder Bay swimmer who used to be coached by Tommaso Panizza, who's now the head coach of Mansa Swim Club. Sam came out over the Christmas holidays and trained with Mansa. A bit of change of scenery, see his old coach, get in some extra laps here, a little bit of a turnover and some turmoil out in Thunder Bay on the coaching side. So Sam took advantage of some of the relationships he's got here, and so he's familiar with this pool. Spent quite a bit of time here. See if you can turn that into something. He's trying to also, like I said earlier, trying to put his stamp on a spot on the Ontario, Team Ontario for Canada Games, Niagara Falls in early August.
And Bez Rexa in that 5th lane, getting himself fired up. Don't have a clear view of what these swimmers do with their mannerisms, but you can safely say that I think Bez Rexa might be in the zone here, ready to go, looking for gold.
Yeah, some of them like to slap themselves and do different rituals.
It's his version of the Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
But just talking about that, first Sam Chisholm, getting a change of scenery, I mean, it's beneficial for some people sometimes to just get into a new environment, change up a bit of the pattern.
Yeah, sometimes it just brings a little bit of new motivation. You might be stuck in a rut, or sometimes you may have a disagreement with a coach, or just need to see a familiar face, or getting out to race some different people in practice. Maybe you are way better than the second best swimmer in your club, right? So coming out and racing some different people might give you a little bit of extra motivation, a little bit of extra push in training. Lane number 3 there, pushing the 15-meter line. Just coming up right before the red marks on the lane line. Make sure he's not getting disqualified.
And that's Ty Unroe. And Bez Rexa putting that head down and going every single stroke. And there is Bez Rexa out in front. Sam Chisholm. And his supporters have been pretty vocal this today, especially for Sam Chisholm.
Yeah, Thunder Bay always comes in here with a big team, and they're usually pretty vocal. Lots of team spirit in Thunder Bay.
Right now it is lane number 5 of Bez Rexa, who is out in front. Sam Chisholm in second. Ty Unroe in the 3rd lane is 3rd place.
And Sam Chisholm's got a very nice breaststroke here. He's got a powerful kick, good distance per stroke. See if he can move himself into position here.
And what do we have here? Sam Chisholm making moves, making waves, trying to get into that first place spot here, but it will be an all-out sprint.
Yeah.
And here we go, down the final 50 meters. Bez Rexa out in front.
Yeah, about 64 hundredths of a second separating the two swimmers after the 150-meter mark.
Oh, look at this. Sam Chisholm
He's
really
got an extra
looking
gear.
good. Look at that reach from Sam. Sam, beautiful length on his strokes here. Sam Chisholm from behind, able to take the lead here on Bez Rexa, and Sam Chisholm takes home the win.
he had a whole other gear that last 25. He was not going to be denied. Very nice second half of the race there from Sam Chisholm.
And look at that. He finishes like almost 2 seconds better than Bezreksa.
On the last 25.
Yeah.
They were even at the 175.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had another gear there.
Must have said enough of this. Enough of this. We're going to kick it in the high gear.
Yeah.
We're now into the 15, 16 and over B final.
You got 3 Marlin swimmers in here. You got Diego Barcena Martinez in lane number 5 from Mansa Swim Club. Aiden Dickinson from the rods out very fast in the butterfly.
Not the only person with the last name Dickinson that we've seen here this weekend. It's always cool to see the families, how many swimmers they have in each family. I mean, you talk about, your kids, the West family, the Unke Chicas. Also, we're talking about here Zhang. You got the Dickinsons. I mean, cool to see these families coming out here and knowing that it's not only one person in the family that's interested in pursuing competitive swimming, but multiple family members.
Yeah, it's certainly a family affair and a nice family feel in all these clubs. And usually once the oldest sibling gets in here, the younger sibling usually gets dragged out to it. The parents can't be 2 or 3 places at once, so just make it easier logistically if they're all into the same sport. Luckily my kids are. They've done different sports, but learning to swim was always something they had to do. It was never a question mark about that. That's a life skill. So every kid out there should learn to do that, and unfortunately we haven't had a lot of opportunities or abilities to do that the last couple of years. So we got some catching up there to do, and a lot of facilities here around the province and certainly in Manitoba. I imagine it's the same thing in Saskatchewan, but sort of falling apart. We have the long closure out in Brandon, Manitoba. We had the facility up in Churchill that's closed, and it's really a shame. We need to get some reinvestment into this. All these families are going to Lake Country in the summer, and it's just super important that these kids know how to swim. If you're going to spending time at the lake, you want to be able to relax. And it's a lot more relaxing if you're confident that your swimmers are going to be just fine in the water.
Yeah, no question about it. Definitely a life skill that is essential.
Funny, we talked a little bit about Mike Mintenko yesterday, the Saskatchewan Sport Hall of Famer who was on the Olympic team for Saskatchewan back in, or for Canada obviously, back in 2000, 2004. He went to UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and down there for 4 years from the university. He ran into an American girl in his travels called Lindsay Benko, an Olympic gold medalist from the U.S. She's today part of USA Swimming on a national team there. They got a daughter called Madison Mintenko. They live in Colorado Springs. She's tearing it up in the pool and in the freestyle event, butterfly for her high school right now. So you might not have heard the last thing about the Mintenko name. But Mike Mintenko today works for a company called Mertha Pools, and they got a podcast, or they got a training course coming up here. You can find links to that on Facebook if you're looking them up, on how to help local communities lobby the local government in order to to build more pools in their community. And so many different small places around Manitoba don't have access to a pool, and they really need it. So super worthy cause. If you're part of local government, you're looking for some training on how to lobby politicians or something, Mertha Pools, look them up on Facebook, and they got some kind of podcast or training course or something coming up where they can give you some tips and tricks on how to improve your chances.
So we got nothing but 200-meter medley relays coming up.
Yeah, so we're going to see a bit of excitement here again. This is the medley relay, so we're going to starting out with the backstroke. Normally in individual medley you go fly back breast free, in the medley relay you go back breast fly free. So we got the backstroke ledges in if swimmers choose to use them. A lot of points on the line here for the overall point standings.
So who needs to benefit the most from this to have a big night to, get themselves into a good position to, win in the point standings?
Well, it's really, really close. I think on the women's side, Manta is far ahead, and then they're almost doubling up the second place after this morning's session. So they're going to be very, very hard to catch. But on the men's side, it's very, very close. If you're looking to see what Mansa's also leading on the men's side, but after this morning's session, the Saskatoon Goldfinch were like 14 points behind. I think very, very, very close. So these relay, and you see Saskatoon has got this is a women's team, but on the boys' side, these relays are going to mean a lot of points. They double them up. Let me pull up the overall point scores here. So if you look at it now, Saskatoon Goldfinch have moved into first place with 1,349 points. And Mansa's now in second with 1,329 points, with 20 points separating first and second here. Manitoba Marlins in third with 760 points on the men's side. On the women's side, Mansa's got 1,477 points, followed by Saskatoon with 1,060. Regina in third place with 748. So these relays are of utmost importance if you're trying to put your team in a position to take the trophy for the overall points team score.
Well, up first we'll have the girls 12 and under 200-meter medley relay.
Yeah, and the Goldfinch got a team in here. Manta was not able to put 4 swimmers together on the 12 and under category, so that's going to hurt them. They're not going to be able to put any points on the board here, and Saskatoon will, assume they don't get disqualified. So Manta's got some work to do to make sure they get some more 12 and unders qualified to its meet for the summer.
Can you raise your hands if you are good to go? And leave them up until we see everybody's hands up. This is kind of like school. Hands up. Knees, toes, shoulders. Elbows.
And of course we'll be back here tomorrow night, Bo, and in the morning tomorrow you'll be here with us on the night for the nighttime session. But the finals event, the final session of the weekend tomorrow night. That's got to be pretty exciting to know that we're close to that, even though it means the weekend will also be ending as well.
Yeah, sorry, I had a hard time hearing you. A lot going on.
Worries,
a lot of
no worries.
Trying to. Looks like they're getting ready to go here a little bit quicker than yesterday. It looks like they're figuring out the bugs as they go along.
Well, they are off. It's the girls 12 and under 200-meter relay, medley relay.
Yeah, this is Ellie Bodner, called her the queen of stroke rate. Certainly goes for her backstroke as well. She's got so much speed.
Ridiculous how fast those arms go in and out of the water.
Yeah.
It's not just the backstroke either. It's the freestyle. It's every single one of her strokes.
She's something else to watch. It's built about a 2.5 second lead now over the Goldfinch.
And
this is Catherine Warkinson, the winner of the 50 breaststrokes. So the Northwest Narwhals are going to build a very, very solid lead here after the first 2 lengths. Let's see if the Goldfinch can catch up in the fly and the free.
And we're going into the last 100 meters of this race now. Lane number 4, Narwhal's leading. To the pool is the butterfly, and that is Sophie Vanaski. Behind her by quite a bit right now is Avery Houle. And for Vanaski, she's built a really solid cushion for her team to bring it home with the freestyle stroke in the last 50 meters. Once she touches, she goes.
Yeah, this is going to be too much to overcome for the Goldfin swimmer.
And that is Hayden Nasula. The freestyle portion of this event in this relay, in the individual medley, or in the medley relay, this will be Narwhals bringing it home. And an all-around strong performance from them. And finishing it off was Hayden Nasula. Going into the boys 13 and under 200 meter medley relay now. Team Manta going up against the Goldfins, so.
Yeah, we just talked about the men's team being incredibly close for the overall team score, so a lot of points on the line here. It looks like the Manta is putting their ringer, Remso, on the butterfly length. So if Manta can keep this close after the back and breast, Remso can certainly put him in the lead here, but they're going to have to keep it close.
And we're off the boys 13 and under 200 meter medley relay. And Rimso Unkechika.
So William Van Den Heever from Manta here in the pool.
Van Den Heever in the pool.
He's got the early lead. Goldfin's closing the gap here. They're on neck and neck after the first length.
Van Den Heever for Manta. Della Thauer for the Goldfins. And now we're into the breaststroke portion of the event. And it is Matthew Mai for Manta swimming, but ahead of him, another strong swimmer in Kian Wu.
Yeah, Matthew Mai, we've heard that name a lot this week. He's putting them in, giving them a lead here in the breaststroke. Let's see if Kian Wu can keep this close. We do have Remso coming up in the butterfly for Manta. He's going to make a dent in that lead real quick.
And can he erase it? Can he get his team close in an all-important race right now? Rimso, look at that. Look at him go. Landon Kennedy in lane 5, and oh my, Rimso Unkechika, are you kidding me? He's past him now. He's past Landon Kennedy, setting his team up.
It's just going to come down to freestyle, though. This race is not over yet. This is going to be too close.
And what do you got, Manta? What do you got, Goldfins?
Remso gave him about a 2-second lead here.
Gave him a chance, no doubt about it. The swimmers on the board.
This is going to come down to the wire.
Noah Cambly for Manta. Foster Forney for the Goldfins. It really is coming down to the wire.
A lot of points on the line here.
Coaches on their feet. Manta trying to hold on, but it might be the Goldfins. Oh my goodness. Foster Forney able to get the edge on Cambly. And it was Foster Forney able to outswim Noah Cambly there.
Great race from these two teams.
What a race indeed. You talk about heart rate going up, mine definitely did right there, Bo. Mine definitely did. Well, we got the girls' 13-14 meter medley relay coming up. Heat 1 of 2 coming up here. TBT from Ontario and FS from Saskatchewan going at it. Saskatchewan will be in lane 4, Ontario in lane number 3. Brooke Capel for Saskatchewan starting it off, and Abby Gagnac for Ontario in lane 3 will start it off for them, and they're off.
Very good underwater from the Thunder Bay swimmer here. Getting close to the 15-meter mark, coming up ahead. Excellent stroke rate as well for both of these swimmers.
Abby Gagnac with the early lead. And that is now in the water. In the lead is Ontario. Caitlin Liu, Taya Hauser.
Caitlin Liu with about a 1.7 second lead from her teammate after the backstroke. See if she can maintain that lead in the breaststroke or maybe even build on it.
And it is Caitlin Liu right now out in front, ahead of Taya Hauser for the Saskatchewan team. Into the pool now for the third swimmer is the TBT Ontario team.
Yeah, they managed to build on that lead from 1.7 seconds to about 2.3 seconds now. But watch out for flatlanders here in the butterfly. They're closing that gap real quick.
And that is Jess Lawrence for the flatliners. Abby Brown for TBT. And now we will be going into another close finish here. See what these swimmers got in the pool, in the dive.
0.4 seconds apart.
And this is the final 50 meters. Crowd getting loud once again. Teammates in support. Will it be Girardetti from the third lane or Kakmarski from the fourth lane? Will it be Ontario or Saskatchewan? Looking like it will be Girardetti for Ontario. Looks like she will be able to hold on here. It will be very close. This race going to come down to the wire, and it will be Maddie Girardetti able to pull out the win here for the TBT Ontario team. Great work all around from them throughout that race.
Winning time in that heat is 2:17. We'll see in heat number 2 whether that is enough to get them in the position for a medal. Likely not. You never know.
We got 2 Manta teams here coming up. 2 Goldfins teams as well. A Manitoba Marlins team. A Seal team. And a Rods team as well. So a lot of variety.
Yeah, we saw yesterday the B team for the Goldfins beat the A team. Sometimes you're not quite sure when you haven't been to this meet for 2.5 years who's up for it and who's going to have it on a 50. So sometimes the coaches have to go a little bit by feel because you don't have a lot of history on times yet.
Lane number 4, Bryn Curtis for Manta. Looking very good. Lane number 2 as well, and Sammy Benning. Looking at lane number 6 in Michaela Urpello. Into the water now. into the breaststroke portion of the event. And it is lane number 6 and lane number 3 right now who are looking like they are in for the lead. Ava Timpug in lane number 6, and lane number 3 it is Sadie Anderson. Also looking at lane number 2 in Claire Huber. Quinn Snively as well in lane number 4.
Yeah, Mats are making their move now, and they're going to the butterfly.
Now into the butterfly portion of it, of this race.
Team.
And look at lane number 2. And that is Isabella Magus, who is in first right now. In second. In second right now is Ariana Arcaro in the 6th lane. Looks like she might have taken first. No, that is still the 2nd lane. Isabella Magus now coming down to the last 50 meters of this race. The crowd loud once again. Lane number 2 really giving it. They're in first. Lane number 4 is in second. Lane number 6 in third. And it is lane number 4. Bridget Sask trying to take it home for Manta. Who will it be? Will it be? Oh, it will be lane number 2, Lauren Anderson of the Goldfins, beating out Bridget Sask there at the end.
Just outtouched. Another really, really close race.
Oh, an exciting race once again. These have all been exciting. There hasn't been any blowouts, really.
No, it's come right down to the wire in every relay, and that's what you want to see. So this is heat 1 of 2, which is interesting because there's actually 3 open lanes by the looks of it now in heat number 2. So I'm not sure why that isn't combined, but sometimes they spend more time trying to figure it out and combining them than it actually takes just to swim the 2 heats. So maybe with this last minute scratch or something.
Starting off this race, it is lane 3. Ooh, it's close to tell. Lane number 4, Jack Coots in first place right now. Lane number 3 occupied by Soren Hansen for the Rod swim team from Saskatchewan. Jang Suk Savit in lane number 5 in third place right now for the U-Man, 2 U-Man teams here. And off the dive for the team that was swimming with Jack Coots, Ling Bin Lee into the breaststroke. And looks like it is actually Martin Haleko in that 4th lane. They changed it on the scoreboard, I think. But Martin Haleko with a really nice breaststroke there.
He's built a significant cushion.
Into the butterfly now. U-Man. Absolute dominance right now in that 4th lane. I believe this is Luc Saint Laurent out in front. Very good butterfly from him, and this might be a tough order to fill if you're the U-Man team in the 3rd lane, or in the 5th lane, more importantly in the 3rd lane of the Rod swim team.
Yeah, this is a tall task for the anchor leg here to try to close that gap. The scoreboard is a little bit messed up as well.
Well, it will be the 4th lane. It is the U-Man team. Not quite sure who is in the pool, but they will come away with the victory.
Very close race for second here.
Very close indeed. Who will it be, lane 5 or lane number 3? Looks like lane 5 out in front. Philizade. And yeah, I think the scoreboard isn't reading right.
Bit of a glitch here.
But we can confirm that lane number 4 ended up getting first place. Lane number 5 came in second, and lane number 3 came in third.
That was heat 1 of 2. So the question now here is, are they going to be fast enough to get in medal contention when we watch the times from heat number 2 here? And that time on the board is still not right. They would be around the 2-minute mark, not 1:30.
Yeah, it was a dominant victory, and it's funny, right as we said, we've seen all close races. We got a bit of a blowout there, but well, Ben Lang in lane number 4 for the Manta team.
Yeah, I expect him to give his team a little bit of a lead here, possibly. So dominating the backstroke events of it individually. He's surrounded by 2 Goldfinch teams. So hopefully he can give Manta a little bit of a cushion here.
There's lane number 2, Harlem Low, looking really good for the Manitoba Marlins right now. Ben Lang in second right now for the Manta Swim Club in lane number 4. Tough to tell who is in third at this point, but it is Ben Lang getting his team the lead here to start off with a very strong backstroke as he's shown. And right now the Manitoba Marlins, look at him go in lane number 2, and that is, Cam Doan. He's been exceptional this weekend, and an exceptional breaststroke from him right here. Lane number 5, Holden Lees as well. He's got his team in second. And right now, if you're Manta,
got a bit of a glitch on a dive there too.
so could that mean disqualification?
No, just only a false start. It just looked like he went a little bit deep off the dive here.
Right.
But I don't think there was a false start. I think he just had a
Right.
bit of a glitch on his entry. But
Well, it's lane number 2, the Manitoba Marlins, and will be them. And lane 5, the Goldfinch going at it. Ian Jennis for the Goldfinch. He's surpassed now by Cooper Klein. Cooper Klein. Let's see if he can hold on here. Ian Jennis. Will he get the win? It will be close. Who will have the final reach? The longer touch, and it will be Cooper Klein for the Manitoba Marlins. Ian Jennis coming in second. Rhett Smith coming in third place for that third lane for that Goldfinch team. And if you are the Manta Swim Club, you
Jacob Bell rounding up 5th place here, and once we see the times from that U-Man team in the first heat, it might end up being 6th. Now we got the girls 15 and over, 200 medley relay. We've got 2 almost full heats here.
And here we go. It is the girls 15 and over 200 meter medley relay. Swimmers into the pool. And here we go. We are off. Madison Reimer in lane 4. Seal always interesting to see how lane 4 does, but lane number 5 right now in Callie Kennedy of UMan, looking really good so far. Out in second is in lane 6 in Ava Helgeson. It is lane number 5 at this point, Callie Kennedy, who is out in front.
A strong start for the U-Man team. Looks like Nate number 6 is making her move. That's Sophie Bilodeau.
And right now in the 5th lane, Caitlin Lage. Abby DeBellin trying to catch up as well. But it is Caitlin Lage right now out in front. Sophie Bilodeau as well. She is in that team right now in top 3. And there is a disqualification that was just announced. But right now in lane number 5, Brooke LePage.
Rosemary Bowles from lane number 4 making her move, trying to get the Seals into contention here in heat number 1, but it's going to be too much to catch up. Looks like University of Manitoba's got strong lead here.
Really picking it up here. Kaylin force cut, and will she be able to come away with the win here? Clara Gellhorn trying to catch her, but no one will catch Kaylin force cut. And Kaylin force cut able to come away with the win for her team. U-Man in that 5th lane. Ava Norman for the Goldfinch team in lane 3 coming in 2nd. Finish things off. And lane number 6 coming in 3rd was Clara Gellhorn. Well, we got 2 Manta teams coming up here. Only 1 Gold Saskatchewan team. Like you said, Manta been dominating in the women's side of things here.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, University of Manitoba has been really strong in all these relays. They got lots of swimmers who are very strong on the shorter events. So.
Well, Mia West to start off in lane 3 for that Manta team there.
Yeah, let's see if she can give them an early lead.
And here we go. In the first 50 here, the backstroke portion of the 200-meter medley relay. Right now, out in front, it is Mia West. In lane number 5 as well, keeping it close, is Melissa Adelman. Mia West looks like she'll give her team the early lead. The cushion, not the biggest in the world, but a lead nonetheless for the Manta Swim Club here in the 3rd lane. In 2nd place right now, lane number 7 looking good in Sutherland for U-Man. But also making a move in lane number 5 is Ava Harlos for the Rod Saskatchewan team, swimming in that lane. But it is the Manta Swim Club in lane number 3 taking care of business here.
Ava Thompson holding on to that lead. This is now Jamie Puhalski into the butterfly. See if they can maintain this lead.
And Jamie Puhalski looking really strong here, and this could be what Manta needs to put themselves over the top in this race.
You got Shazam finishing off for the Manta here. She's got a ton of speed. So I don't think anyone's going to be able to catch her.
And let's keep an eye on lane number 4 here. Lane number 4, not sure who it is. I don't think she'll catch her. But, she is making good distance here in the last meters of this race. Shizumuka Ichika should be okay, but Hannah Chanel, a good effort trying to close that gap. And what a performance there from both of those teams, the Manta team in the 3rd lane and the U-Man team in the 4th lane. And that Manta team in the 3rd lane there, That was a pretty stacked team.
That was just strong all the way around. Yeah, really made him.
Team.
Still kept it pretty close after the backstroke, but that breaststroke leg, they had to put the nail in the coffin there. Ava Thompson did the breaststroke on that team. She's already booked her tickets to Olympic trials. She's more of a 200 breaststroke, but obviously very strong in the 50 as well. But she'll be competing in Victoria here in a few weeks in the breaststroke event. So, yeah, very strong.
And this is the second last heat of the night. Event 46, the boys 16 and over 200 meter medley relay. And Andrew Hiem in the third lane in first place so far.
Looked like a very, very fast relay takeover in lane number 3.
And Bryce Tierney in lane number 3 out in front on the breaststroke portion of this event. Nathan Vaughn in lane number 4 trying to keep in that second spot, but Jerome Timpug looking very strong here, trying to get the SEAL team into second, and for the time being, yes, they will be off of the dive. There's still the gold team from Saskatchewan, Goldfin's team out in front. Very strong butterfly here from Jaden Belouz. Visentin for lane number 5 for the SEAL team, for the SEALs in Manitoba, able to be in second. It will be looking like a battle for second here, more so than would be for the gold medal. But down the last 50 meters of this race, Tony Zhang out in front. Noah Simpson in lane 5 out in second. Lucas Kelm in lane 4 is in third. It will be the Goldfins in lane 3 picking up a win. SEALs team from Manitoba picking up second.
Strong finish here from Noah Simpson from the SEALs, putting that second place finish away. We're down to the last heat of the evening. We've got a full heat here in the men's 16 and over 200 medley relay.
And they're getting set and ready to go. Officials fixing something on that lane 8 diving board. And here we go. The final event of session 5 on day 3 here for the 2022 Sask Winter Provincial Championships from the Pan Am Pool in Winnipeg. The boys 16 and over 200 meter medley relay final in heat number 2. And they are off. Some really talented swimmers here to start off. We're looking at Dupre, Unro,
phenomenal
Stacey.
stroke right here in lane number 5 from the rod swimmer. Right up against the lane line.
Matthew Groh. Now we're going into the next 50 meters of this race to cap off the first 100 meters into the breaststroke portion of things. It is lane number 5 with the lead right now. That is Sergianis in lane number 5. Trying to catch up to him is Ovesh Karahu. But it is looking like Sergianis does have the lead right now. Lane number 6, Barcina Martinez, looking good as well. Not too sure if that's actually him, but the scoreboard a bit iffy here as things have gone along here at the Pan Am pool. But it is close to tell. Lane number 5 looking good. Aiden Dickinson for the Rod swim team. Lane number 4 making a move in Jaden Bale of the U of R, and setting up his team in the lead for the last 50 meters of this race. Lane number 4 is off.
Lane number 1 also making a move.
Lane number
Bring
1
himself
making a
into
move.
third place.
But it is lane number 4 has been of the U of R, looking to finish it off strong here. Looking at second place right now in lane number 5. Lane number 1, not sure where he is going to finish there, but it is Josh Adams, of U of R, taking it home. That's the name on the board. Zach Freeman coming and finishing off, making Rods come in second place in the 5th lane. And in that third place, it was Gavin Reimer of UMan in the 1st lane getting 3rd.
And that about wraps it up.
And Bo, always great
for the racing tonight.
Yeah, always great to have you on. Want to thank you for coming on once again and doing color commentary. Always great to have your insight here on the broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely, my pleasure. It's always fun to talk swimming. Anyone who wants to talk swimming, I'm all for it. So it's been fun to be out and get to tell everybody a little bit about what we're seeing here.
Yeah, and Bo waving to his fans over there. You guys couldn't see it on the camera, but Bo will be back tomorrow night for the finals. We have 2 sessions left. This was the conclusion of session 5 here on day number 3. I want to thank all the viewers for tuning into not only this heat here tonight, this session here tonight, but all the other sessions that you've been watching of the Sask Winter Provincial Championships. Would also like to thank Swim Manitoba once again and everybody that's been so supportive of us here. For myself, Graham Forsyth, along with Bo West and the rest of our ASTV Productions crew, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be live at 8:50, getting ready for the last session of prelims tomorrow, session 6 on day 4, the final day of the 2022 Sask Winter Provincial Championships. But until then, folks, like I said, I've been your play-by-play commentator, Graham Forsyth, saying so long, have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning here on ASTV Productions.